Hey everyone, I'm back. It's definitely been a couple weeks, maybe like 2 weeks since I filmed the last video. And honestly, I've just been kind of waiting for the inspiration to hit me again to film another one. And today's my day off again. I don't have to work. So I figured I would at least do something productive and just film a video, another one. I don't even know if this one is going to be about. The idea may just come to me as we go, but I'm literally not going to do that much today. It's going to be a pretty boring day. Probably won't leave the house. I feel like I've left the house a lot this week, and I think it's okay to not be outwardly productive. Maybe that's what the video will be about today. Productivity and not being productive and being okay with not being productive, or not beating yourself up if you're not, hustling every single day. I personally can feel guilty when I'm not doing anything, or if I have a day off and then I'm like, oh, maybe I should work on my Etsy, or maybe I should start my writing, or maybe I should film a YouTube video. I think the idea of doing all those things makes me very anxious, and then I just end up doing nothing, if that makes sense. But I'm practicing not feeling guilty doing for not doing nothing. Does that make sense? For not being productive. I'm trying to not feel guilty about that. So yeah. But first, I'm starving. I need to get my life together and at least go make some breakfast. Let's see what we have. It's probably going to be a toast day. Let's go see. I definitely feel like recently I've been having this kind of existential crisis where I'm at the point in my life where I feel like I should be doing something, but there's a million things that I want to do. I just don't know how to start at least one of those things. And I feel like I just have too many lives that I want to live. Does anybody else have that, where they just have too many lives that they want to live? One part of me wants to move to New York City and live the city life. One part of me wants to move, wants to live on a farm and have an animal sanctuary and have this massive community garden. And then another part of me wants to move to Scotland, or wants to move to Edinburgh and then go to bakery school and just work in the bakery in Edinburgh, and then also work in a bookstore in Edinburgh for the rest of my life. I don't know. I can't choose. I wish I could live all of them. I have no idea how people film themselves eating. I will never succumb, you guys, to that, because I don't even want to know what I look like when I'm eating, or what I sound like when I'm eating. That sounds traumatic to me. So I don't know how people do it without feeling embarrassed. But touching more on productivity, I feel like it can be defined in different ways for different people. For you, it may be productive, may be following a certain schedule that you have set up for that day. For other people, it may mean doing small things, like waking up or taking a shower. Like, that's being productive. For me, I think it's a mixture of those things. I always feel like me being an ideal productive day for me would be wake up, I get my skincare done, I write in my journal, I read a little bit, I go for my walk, and then I work out, and then I make my breakfast, and then like do something like work on my Etsy or film a video or start my creative writing, stuff like that. Like, that's an ideal productive day for me. Is every day like that for me? No, because I have to go like work, or sometimes I don't feel like working out. I feel like as long as I have some constants in my day that I do every single day, then I feel like it's a productive day. But it's also okay to just not do things. Does that make sense? I don't know. I definitely spent way too long on TikTok because I just got like freezing cold. And I ended up just like staying in bed. And I just got like this wave of tired. That is one thing that I hate about like the winter time is I just get freezing cold and then all I want to do is stay in bed all day. Or just like want to wear comfy clothes all day and just be comfortable and warm, and I don't want to do anything. It's so hard to be productive when it's freezing cold. I don't know if anybody else feels like that. I really should do some laundry though. Alright. I think that's pretty much all I have for this video. I'm not really sure what else to talk about, but I did just make a list of a couple video ideas. I didn't know where I was going with this video. It might have been kind of boring, but it was fun to make. So I think the message that I don't want everyone to take away is I'm not saying it's okay to just, do nothing all the time. I'm just saying as a society, I feel like we're just taught to constantly, hustle and constantly be productive and constantly like having these goals and ambitions to work towards, and that you should always be doing that and you should never be resting from it. And I think it's just refreshing just to have a moment in your life or in your week, in your day, where you're just like not doing that. Because then you just get burnt out if you're just constantly doing it. And I feel like that's what I've been feeling, is I felt like I had to constantly be reaching for all of my ambitions, and it gets to the point where I am burnt out or I'm just super anxious. The point I'm inevitably trying to make is that
it's amazing to have these goals and ambitions and dreams that you want to achieve and having to work towards those. But it's also okay to just take a step back and just rest. Just take a day to do like nothing. And I every time I talk to this about people, they're like, "Oh, I feel that too, but sometimes I just like when I'm doing nothing, I feel like I should be doing something." And again, that's just like a collective thing in society where we just feel like we always have to be doing something, otherwise we're lazy or we have no goals. And that's just not true. That's not true at all. I felt like now that I'm no longer a student, um, I'm having to reevaluate that because when I was in college and when I was a student, I had such a strict schedule. I was strict on routines and it got me by, but at the end I was exhausted. I mean, I took the summer off after I graduated just to relax because I knew I mentally could not get right back into or jump into a career. I knew I needed that time. And now I'm still reevaluating. I'm still trying to figure it out. But options are open for me after, or I think I'm more open to options now that I'm out of college and then I've had that time to just not be super productive all the time. I just want people to know that it's amazing to have ambitions and to work towards those things. And but it's also okay not to be productive all the time. I feel like forcing myself to do these creative things when I'm not motivated to do them or inspired to do them, it creates burnout so easily for me. So I definitely take it in stride, and when it comes to creative things, I do it when I want to do it, or I do it when I feel like it's going to be fun for me. I guess let me know if any of you guys have an idea of for video ideas. Um, I would love to hear what anybody else wants to see. Whether it be like a Q&A or just like a random topic you want me to talk about, I'll do it. Or if you want like another makeup tutorial, I'll try it again. Honestly, I know not a lot of people watch these videos, but I'm totally fine with that because um I'm totally okay with being perceived on a very minimal scale, on a small scale with a smaller audience. I feel like it's just like I'm kind of talking to a friend or I'm just like talking with somebody on FaceTime, you know, or on the phone. That's what I kind of like about this. It just feels kind of intimate, and I just feel like I can talk to you guys about anything. Just know that if you're having a productive day, you're killing it. If you're having an unproductive day, you are also killing it. Tomorrow is a new day to start over, and give yourself that freedom to know that tomorrow can be a fresh start. So it'll be okay, and we'll get there together. And yeah, all right. Bye.